Apostolic Exhortation, Set la confiance of the Holy Father Francis on confidence in the merciful love of God for the 150th anniversary of the birth of Saint Therese of the Child Jesus and the Holy Face. Set la confiance et rien que la confiance qui doit nous conduire à l'amour. It is confidence, and nothing but confidence, that must lead us to love. These striking words of Saint Therese of the Child Jesus and the Holy Face says it all. They sum up the genius of her spirituality and would suffice to justify the fact that she has been named a doctor of the Church. Confidence, nothing but confidence, is the sole path that leads us to the love that grants everything. With confidence, the wellspring of grace overflows into our lives. The gospel takes flesh within us and makes us channels of mercy for our brothers and sisters. It is confidence that sustains us daily and will enable us to stand before the Lord on the day when He calls us to Himself. In the evening of this life, I shall appear before you with empty hands, for I do not ask you, Lord, to count my works. All our justice is stained in your eyes. I wish then to be clothed in your own justice and to receive from your love the eternal possession of yourself. Saint Therese is one of the best known and most beloved saints in the world. Like Saint Francis of Assisi, she is loved by non-Christians and non-believers as well. In addition, she has been recognized by UNESCO as one of the most significant figures for contemporary humanity. We would do well to delve more deeply into her message as we commemorate the 150th anniversary of her birth in Alençon, 2nd January 1873, and the centenary of her beatification. Yet I have not chosen to issue this exhortation on either of those dates or on her liturgical memorial, so that this message may transcend those celebrations and be taken up as part of the spiritual treasury of the Church. Its publication on the liturgical memorial of Saint Teresa of Avila is a way of presenting Saint Therese of the Child Jesus and the Holy Face as the mature fruit of the reform of the Carmel and of the spirituality of the great Spanish saint. The earthly life of Saint Therese was brief, a mere 24 years, and completely ordinary, first in her family and then in the Carmel of Lisieux. The extraordinary burst of light and love that she radiated came to be known soon after her death, with the publication of her writings and thanks to the countless graces bestowed on the faithful who invoked her intercession. The Church quickly recognized her great significance and the distinctiveness of her evangelical spirituality. Therese met Pope Leo XIII during a pilgrimage to Rome in 1887 and asked his permission to enter the Carmel at the age of 15. Not long after her death, Saint Pius X, sensing her spiritual grandeur, stated that she would become the greatest saint of modern times. Therese was declared venerable in 1921 by Pope Benedict XV, who, in praising her virtues, saw them embodied in her little way of spiritual childhood. She was beatified a century ago and then canonized on 17th May 1925 by Pope Pius XI, who thanked the Lord for granting that she be the first blessed whom he raised to the honor of the altars, and the first saint whom he canonized. In 1927, the Saint Pope declared her the patroness of the missions. Therese was proclaimed one of the patron saints of France in 1944 by Venerable Pius XII, who on several occasions developed the theme of spiritual childhood. St. Paul VI liked to recall that he was baptized on 30th September 1897, the day of her death, and on the centenary of her birth, he wrote a letter on her teaching to the Bishop of Bayeux and Lisieux. On 2nd June 1980, during his first apostolic journey to France, St. John Paul II visited the basilica dedicated to her, and in 1997 declared her a doctor of the Church. He also referred to Therese as an expert in the Scientia Amoris. Pope Benedict XVI returned to the subject of her science of love and proposed it as a guide for all, especially those in the people of God who carry out their ministry as theologians. Finally, in 2015, I had the joy of canonizing her parents, Louise and Zélie, during the Synod on the Family. More recently, I devoted one of my weekly general audience talks to Saint Therese as part of a cycle of catechesis on apostolic zeal.